Hi friends, let's take a look at Link versus Bitcoin and Link versus the US dollar. Now I'm going to do short videos and I really would recommend that you watch yesterday's video. It's one of those videos that I made and then thought afterwards, will I actually even bother making a video tomorrow? Because if I do, then it's extra effort on my part, which isn't necessarily warranted given we talked about everything already. And on your part, it does a disservice to you because you might only watch the latest and greatest video, whereas while this might be the latest, it's not going to be the greatest, okay? It's just going to be a short one. So just bear that in mind as we look at the price action and look at the delta, essentially, what's happened since yesterday. Well, we've come down below this trend, in this upward sort of support line, and kind of below the 50%. We went down and touched the 21 EMA, and then we've come back up above it again. And we're still looking at the same sort of question, can we get above 45,000 and all the rest of it? Is this going to ultimately be a sort of a little bit of a downward trend, or we have a high here, a low, a lower high, and whatever else? So currently, in today's price action, if we had have stayed down at the 44,200 area, we could be looking at having a lower low in there, but we don't currently. If we did have that on the go, then then if the RSI had just stayed where it was, then it would be bullishly divergent. But that's likely to change. The stochastics make it look like it'd be bullishly divergent, and the DMI makes it look like it'd be bullishly divergent. But you're going to have to check that yourself in terms of the 24-hour time frame. Let's just try and look at the same chart here on the 12-hour then instead, and say this is higher. There isn't enough price action to really look at this properly. Low and low, high. Right. No, not really, but we do see this as getting supported by the bearish control zone. Maybe we'll get a turnaround. I want to see the prices go above the neutral line and move towards the top side at the same time as coming in and putting that higher high in here in the 4-hour time frame above 46,200, really, so that we can move above the 618 and actually move past this golden pocket retrace. Of course, failing to do so then makes it look like we just simply got the golden pocket, and we could be looking back at sort of retracing back down the way thereafter. So I'm wanting to see us stay above the 50%, and that's my two sort of targets there on this coin. Again, I encourage you to watch yesterday's video. It's full of great stuff. And here on the dollar prices, I've got all the drawings on here, enough of them. I don't know what's going on here, but blinded by zoomed in so much because I don't like the 4-hour time frame. Is kind of pointless. We're still inside this channel here. We're still being supported overall by the $4.30 mark. Overall, we've not come down quite as far as it today, but 432, 33 yesterday, whatever. So we're still in this area overall. If we break down below 430, then I do think that the 21 EMA would be your next call at 420. Blaze it, and then the next one afterwards would be 411. So and I would say that then that's when you'd have to start asking questions about breakouts of the channel. If you did ask that, then 370 would be where you'd hoping for resistance or support, sorry, to come in at and save the day, or whatever, especially given if it were to happen next week rather than right now. And then same thing towards the top side, 540 and whatnot overall there. But again, like I'd say, I'd really just encourage you to watch yesterday's video. If I've got a leaning on this currently, then it's I'm hoping to have this resolve itself towards the upside. You've got this lower high coming in here compared to this one, and that's convergent enough with the oscillators down below. But I'd like to see this higher low operate then, correctly as to be the local low and not to set in another one. But if we do have to do that, then of course I'd look at this as being a local high and not this one, and say that it wasn't divergent, and that anything above sort of $3.80 really is still just a higher low. But I don't want any of that to happen because that's negative, and it undoes this idea here where we've broken out of the fallen wedge here on the Chainlink prices. And I'd like to see this kind of move up towards the top side and go into this overbought territory and try and challenge these upper highs. And I think in order to do these previous highs, you'd need to have the momentum that would carry up into this sort of a district overall here. So I'm looking for that. Of course, here as well, we've got this upward trend overall in recent times, following on from some bearish divergence on the stochastics, and that's okay. So let's have everything kind of keep going towards the top side. We're still below 15 here, so there's still a chance for volatility. We've just simply not had it yet. I want to see the volatility, if it kicks in, go towards the upside. But if it needs to have, in terms of just straight up volatility, go down a wee bit first and then up, then okay, I'm totally happy with that. I'd like to see it coming at the 21. If not, I'd like to see it coming at the bottom of this channel before having to go towards the top side. But then to try up here and then and see if we can get a potential for another high. If this keeps going on forever and ever, then, which it won't, but if it keeps going forever and ever and ever, then eventually you get to the point where you're within this sort of channel and you're putting in the higher high over here and everything else, and that would be super organic in a sense on the move towards the upside. But I feel like when this is down here below 15 and whatnot, down at just below 10 occasionally. Right now, is it? Yeah, that I feel like there's volatility in store for us soon enough, generally speaking, and maybe we'll see a resolution of those things. That's going to do it for today's video. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And like I say, watch yesterday's video. Like lots of really good information in there, and there so often is. There so often is. So don't miss out on these things. Catch you in the next episode.